this video, we will show you how to create receipt report using VB.NET on Visual Studio 2019. The report is look like this. Usually we found this report on the market and on the coffee shop or on the store. You can see here. For example, the report is look like this. And if we print, it's showing the report like this. How to make this report? You can follow this instruction. First, I will close this project and open Visual Studio. I'm using Visual Studio 2019 in here. Then I will create new project. Don't forget to select Visual Basic on the desktop because we need Windows Home application. We choose Windows Home app in here and click next. And this is, I will give the name receipt report from Nosware or like this. You can give the name of project you want and click next. After that, in here I'm using .NET 5.0 and click create. You can using another Visual Studio version if you don't have Visual Studio 2019, but if you want to download this Visual Studio, you can check the link on the description. I will put the code of this project also in the description. In here we need add text block. Button I mean. Then we need data grid view, and also we need print document. Okay, in here you can design the grid view and the button like you want. I will change this button text or button name is to button print like this, and the text I will change to print. And for the data grid view, we can add column in here. In the first column, let's doing with the name. I give the column 1 is item and the column 2 is quantity and the column 3 is price, like this. And then if need, we can also make this bigger like this. And after that, we can double click in the print document, but if cannot click, you can just go to this events and then go to begin prints, and we need just to make this as print document for PD like this. After that, you can delete this item. We need just not manually type this private sub. Okay, after that we can just import system dot drawing dot printing in here, and then we need to declare some variable with events in here. PD as new print document, Then we need to declare again for print document dialog as new print preview dialog, print preview dialog, and in here I also declare for long paper as integer. Okay, in the pd underscore print our begin prints, we need to declare dim pic setup as new pic settings like this, and then pic setup dot paper size equal to new paper size. In here we need using custom, and for the width is 250 and the long is 500. In the last we will show you can also using this number is dynamically, so you don't wash your paper when printing document. But now we using fixed, and we will explain to change to dynamic later. Okay, pd dot default pic settings equal to pic setup. Okay, now in here we need to select okay, you can copy this event, but you can delete this. And for begin print, in here we need to make print page and sender as object, a as print page event arcs, print page. Okay, and in here we can handles pd dot print page. Also in here is handle pd dot begin print, and then we need to declare on the print page. Okay, this is for font declare the f8 or font with the 8 size as new font. I'm using Calibri. You can using Times New Roman or etc if you want. This is the font size and the font style. I'm using regular to define this, and we need to declare for font in here. One is using font size 10, the third is 10 but with bold. We can add a B in here, and the last is 14. Okay, now in here we change to 10, and this is 10 also, but the style is bold like this, and the last is 14. and also using bold. Okay, and this is declare for margin. Okay, dim left margin here as integer equal pd default pick settings margins left, and for another we can also copy this. We need to declare center and right. I'm sorry, in here center, also in here is for right margin, and this is margin left. Okay, and the center is pick settings paper size is defeat 2 in here, and the right is paper size width. Okay, pg default page settings paper size. Okay, with like this, and this is for margin, and this is for font alignment. I give a declaration in here. Okay, if you think this too small, I can change this with bigger like this, or let's say using 120. Okay, I will show this is coding. Okay, and for font alignment using dim right as new string format in here. Also for center, new string format, and right alignment, this is string alignment for the right, and for center not dim center alignment is equal string alignment center. We don't declare the left alignment because as default the string is on the left alignment, so we skip the left alignment in here. And now is we need to declare dim line as a string. For example, line is equal to this. You can using this or this like you want. For example, I'm using this for simple, and then you can try to run if certain this project no error. Okay, I'm sorry, later we code the button. Okay, no error in here. For now is a dot graphics dot throw string This is for store name, for example Nosware store, like this. And then using font with the font size is 14 and the color is black, and then with center margin, okay, and with this is range from top, okay, and this is for text position. This is for second. I will copy this for faster. For example, I'm using this is font size 10 and New York street, for example Avenue Garden, for example, like this, and brushes black and center margin also. We add this is for 25, for example. This is from the top of paper, and okay, it's better to code the button to verifying the printing document is no error. Okay, this is for print preview document is equal to print document here, and the print preview document dot show dialog, like this, because we need to verifying no error in the string. We can run first. Okay, this is for the title. Okay, and the next we can copy this. Okay, this is for telephone, for example, using font 8 that we declare tel plus 1, for example, like this, and the range from the top of paper, for example, I'm using 14 here. Now we can check. Okay, now the top is done, and the next is we need to add, for example, using invoice, and then the cashier name and the date and time, for example. You can explore later, but this is the basic, or for fast we can copy this. This is for invoice ID in here, and this is for this, and then this is for number of invoice. Okay, the number we can using like whatever in here. Okay, for the text, this is using font 8 or font size 8, using not center margin. We using left margin because we need more complex. We are using 0. This is will make on the left. Okay, and this is from top of paper 60. All is 60 because it's once in here, and that's because we're not using left margin, because after this text invoice ID we need to showing this. So from 0 we can using, for example, 50, and from the 0 we can also in here using 70, for example. We can run this project. Now it's over. Let's see the faults. Okay, invoice ID using font 8, brushes black. This is no center. Okay, this is make the text is in wrong position. Okay, it's appear right now, and we can copy all of this. Okay, and in here we showing the cashier name or employment or employee, I mean cashier 2, for example. And because this is from top is 60, we can using the 60 to change to 75, for example. 45, and let's try to run. Like this, and then the next line is using date and time. You can using date and time from Visual Studio or Visual Basic, or using the time picker, but for simple I will using manual. For example, 0. Okay, 17 2021, for example. And for the format of times, it's better using like this. Okay, for example, like this, and we change the position, for example 100, or it's too much. Okay, okay, why this make on center? Let's try to see. Okay, maybe this is 0. Okay, change to 0 because we want on the left position. Okay, now we need to showing the line that we create before. We can just copy this, and the string we need to call this line. Okay, and the position is 100, for example. Okay, okay. this is need more line in here. Okay, I will charge my laptop first. Then for the item, oh, we need this first. Okay, we need to verifying the line first. Okay, like this, like we want. And the next is after string is for the item. Okay, we need to declare dim as integer. This is we need to for data grid view position, because later we want to the paper for the long auto size, that the size is based on the item, so we don't wash the paper. Okay, in here is dim I as long, and that's a grid view 1 dot allow user to add rows equal to false. This is to prevent error, okay, from zero data in the grid view. Okay, and then is for row as integer, in here equal to 0 to data grid view 1 dot row count. Okay, row count. Why row count is not possible in here? Data grid view 1 dot row count, it's that's 1. This is the all item on data grid view is counting. For head is increase 15. A dot graphics dot string, or we can copy paste, but okay, it's fine. Data grid view 1 dot rows in here on the row dot cells 1. Cells 1 is revert to quantity because the index start from 0, 1 and 2. Okay, dot cells 1 dot value, that value dot toString for font size is of 10 using color black, grasses black in here, and on the left with the top from top of page is 100 plus 8. Okay, 100 is approximately the item before the data grid view. Okay, this is just the approximately of the height, and we plus with height. Okay, so we can check first in here. Coffee 1, let's see. Okay, this is for the quantity. Now we need to add the item and the price, of course. for the item, because on the index 0 we change to index 0, and the font size is 10 using brush black. Our color is black. This is because now on the left we change it, for example, to 25, and for head is 0% again. Okay, this is tail first. Check this. I'm sorry, no data in here. We need to reload again. Okay, the quantity is the item name, and the price for I in here equal to data grid view ones. Okay, dot rows, the row in here on cells 2, because the price on the index 2 value, data grid view 1, the rows in here, row, the cells, of course cells 2 dot value. We need using our format like currency. Okay, this is for I. Using crash using this format, and we can copy for showing the text in here, copy paste in here, and then for cell 2 values or value dot to string using F10 and brush black, and in here we are using white margin. And the from top is a right, and then in here, because we need to alignment on the right. Okay, let's try to run. Item coffee 1. Now right is in here. Okay, the next is showing the lines. Gym 8 2 as integer, 82 equal to 110 plus 8, and the a dot graphics in here is dot toString. Okay, we call the line again and F8. Okay, we can also copy this and from top is head2. We change the values to head2. Okay, let's try. coffee 1 and tea and 6. Okay, the item looks like this. Now the next is we need to showing the totals. You can copy this. Okay, change this to string. And the font size, let's using F10, using bold for style. Okay, and then in here, because we are using our format cell, we can add in the total in here format like this. And but because we don't have in here for sub, we will try to execute the format later. Okay, this is using brush black and 0, change to right margin, and the height is 35 plus height 2, and in the center. Okay, for total. Okay, why the text is appear like that? I'm sorry, this is right. Okay, and in after this we can include the price, but like this, for example, we will code later, blah 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 blah. Okay, next is we need to showing for the quantity. We using manual first, we will explain later. This is the manual for quantity, and using font size is 10, using bold of course, and because in the left we can using 0, and then the height is 10 plus height 2, and then okay, if this 10, of course this is like this, we change same width with the total. Okay, like this. Or if too much, we can just using 15 like this. Okay, because in the same position of quantity and the total, this is the value is same. Last, this is for future, we will separate this to easy identifying. Thanks for shopping. Swear store here. You can also add you want in here, and in here I just using F10, not bold, because this is just thanks saying. This is black, and of course because we need to the position of center, we are using center margin here, and we can add this, for example 55. In here is, for example 15. Let's see first. Okay, okay. It's this is center. This is also center, and I think it's need more in here, so I change to 40, for example 40, and this is like this. Okay, and in here need more, for example 55. I think it's enough. And then after all this complete, we need to count the price in here. For example, I will show first 1000 NT. This is 1000, and when printing we need to showing the quantity based on this and the total based on this. Okay, that's doing. And the easy way is we are create the sub in here, sub for some price. This is content price and quantity in here, and declare in here dim for total price in here as long, and dim total for quantity as long also. Okay, enough. Then we need to declare count price as long equal to 0. In here I also need this for quantity, but later we do it. And then for row item as long equal to 0 to data grid view 1 dot row count okay, like this, and this is not display. For counting all item in the data grid view, count price is equal to count price plus values on the data grid view 1 dot rows on row item, then on the cells 2, of course, because for the price, and in here is value, not val, Okay, oops, yes. Then in here, let's try to T price is con price. So we can change the total that we manually before to using our format in here, and format in here is using variable T price. Okay, and then the format is same with the price in here, like this. And then we need to close this with brackets, and let's try to see there is error or not. Item coffee quantity 1 and tea quantity 2 is 100. Okay, the total is 0 in here. Let's try to correct it this and format. Okay, the price comprise is comprise plus values on the grid view 1 dot rows dot row item dot cells 2 dot values. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, we don't call this sub. This is causing the error. We need to call the sum price in here. Okay, this is called the sub. Call the sum price sub. And let's try to run again. And for item coffee and 100 and T 2 here, for example 200, and let's take a print. Okay, now its work for total is 300. Okay, but something wrong in here, because we need to sum this 200 with the quantity, but we do it later. Okay, you can also showing like this, but the client or the customer will confuse with this. You can just multiply or using sum with the other cells of data grid view. You can copy this and okay, for the value you can using the symbols and with the cell 1, of course, for the quantity. Okay, let's try to item coffee, sorry, 100 and T and 200. Okay, now you can select you prefer which ones, like before or like this. This is the right total, because 1 tea is 100 or 1 coffee is 100, and the tea for item is 200, so 200 multiply with 2 is 400, so the total is 500. but you can choose your prefer with which you want. And then is for quantity, theme for con quantity in here as long. We can for fast can copy this, and but for quantity we not to multiply, we don't multiply in here. So for the quantity is on the cell 1, and the g underscore quantity is con okay, this is not con price, we'll confuse with this con quantity. Okay, con quantity in here. Then for this also con quantity. Okay, let's try. Oh yes, we not yet call, will not showing of course, and this is for total quantity. Okay, let's running coffee 100 tea 200 sugar 200 for example. Okay, the quantity is 4 right in here, and the t is okay, multiply with 2 is 400. Now this is all of this tutorial, guys. You need you can modifying this code or customize based on your need, but later we will try to add the logo. But this project is done, so it's not too long to create one video in here. But in the next video, let's try to create a logo on the receipt report. Okay, let's try once again. Okay, 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 okay. Sugar, salt, this is possible. Oh yes, we don't wash the paper because the item we buy is until this, so we need to make this report is no long like this, but it's up to you. In here I will show how to make the long of the paper is not wash your paper. Of course, I almost forget this is something important. In here I will create sub change, almost forget guys. Okay, you can also download this project, the link is on the video description. This is for row count as integer, and the long paper, because the printer usually using all the paper, but there is a new printer model that using AutoCAD for the paper. It's better if we can using the newer technology like that. Okay, long paper is equal to 0 for row count is equal to data grid view, because the dynamic just only on the data grid view item, so we can calculate to get the approximately of the height of page. Okay, long paper in here is equal to row count, and this will multiply with 15 per item is multiplied with 15, and the long paper is equal to long paper without data grid view approximately is, let's make 210. Then we can call the change long paper in here in the where is in here. Okay, in here guys, we can copy this, and this is for fix long paper. You can choose your prefer, and here we are using long paper. And then let's try to see this is works for you. Item, this is coffee, and the quantity is 200. Let's just make 2. What's wrong in here? Okay, let's try to find the mistake. Okay, once again I forget to call the sub. The sub. Okay, where is the sub? For button click in here, of course. I'm sorry. We need to call this change long paper. We don't call this, so the function is not we get. For easily to understand, we can just move the print button in here. Okay, we can call this. Check again. Coffee 1, tea 2 or 200, and click print. You can see now the paper is auto cut in here. You can also make this smaller, for example. So coffee 1, tea 2. Now I think it's enough, but if you prefer using fixed size, it's up to you. Okay, I think it's enough for tutorial today. You can download the source code or the project, we put link in the description. In the next video I will try to create a logo on the print documents, and see you in the next time. Hope this video helpful for you. Thanks for watching.